Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to my channel. Thanks for joining me tonight. Today we are going to learn about some Kikuyu history behind some places in Kenya. And the places that I have prepared in my lesson today are places like Kambou. Kambou is a very famous place in Kenya. I'm going to narrate the history behind the place by the name Kambou. As we know, all of us, or most of us, Kambou is found in the central province of Kenya. And this is a place where most of the Kikuyu live around Kenya. Now, Kambou comes. Kambou. It comes from Ambare in Kambou. Ambare is a clan. Its ancestor was named Mbo, hence the name Kambou, meaning the village of Mbo. Yeshagi, Kia, Bareabo. That's Kambou. Now, the next place we have is Nyeri. Nyeri is a very, very, very common place in Kenya, in the central province, not to forget, and where many and thousands of Kikuyu live. Remember, Nyeri is where our third president of Kenya came from, Mwai wa Kibaki. Now, Nyeri, it's a Maasai word meaning red. They gave it since the soils in Nyeri were red in color. The Maasai were the original inhabitants of Nyeri, which was originally called Raki by the Kikuyu. So when the Maasai were describing the place, they would say Nyeri, meaning a place of red soil. That's Nyeri. Now we are going to go ahead and learn something else, and our next place to learn, hold on, our next place is Karuna. Remember, Karuna is nowadays a forest, which is called Karuna Forest. Karuna, these were large green leafy wild vegetation that looked like ndoma, which we said are arrowroots. They used to grow along rivers in Kambou, but are now very, very extinct. Hence Karuna Forest in Nairobi, named after a river that passes through it, which is today called Karuna Forest. Karuna. Now, our next place to learn is Raka Raka. Raka is within Nairobi, but in the outskirts of Nairobi. Remember, this is not in central province. Now, Raka comes from Roe Raka, which is Raka River. It has big blackish stones, making the water look black. Hence The Kikuyus called it Roiro, meaning Black River. Roiro. We also have a place by the name Roiro, which is also in Central Province. Roiro, remember that? It's close to Kambou. Yeah, and hence the name Raka Raka. Now, our next place to learn is Gigiri. 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 Yeah. Gigiri is where the UNEP offices are found. United Nations Environmental Program. Their base is right in Gigiri. Gigiri came from the Kikuyu word Vigiri. It's basically a river that passes through Karuna forest. The Europeans could not pronounce it well, so they said Gigiri. Another corruption of the word is Vigiri. So that's Gigiri, the name by the place by the name Gigiri. And our last place for this lesson is Muthaiga. Muthaiga, very famous within Nairobi. It's along the Kambou Nairobi road and where rich people live. Very nice place, very green, beautiful place. I love this place. I'm a fan of Muthaiga and it has really grown. Wow. Well, Muthaiga came from the word Mothiga, which is a tree that grew in abundance in this place, Muthaiga. The Karuna Kikuyus would harvest herbs from the forest, Karuna forest, to make poison for their arrows. Remember, the Kikuyus were hunters, so they would make poison for their arrows with those leaves. When the Europeans came, that is colonial time, when they came, they asked what the name of the forest was and were told Motito wa Muthaiga. Since they could not pronounce the name well, again they corrupted it to Muthaiga to suit their pronunciation, hence the place by the name Muthaiga. Very interesting, very, very interesting. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, again for giving me a chance and this opportunity to educate you about my culture. Thank you so much. This was something out of, just random, but I found it really interesting, and for those who didn't know, I think you are able to learn about the history behind those places. Again, thanks so much for tuning in, and like always, have a beautiful time. Merry Christmas outside there, and a happy, prosperous New Year. There are some few hours left to New Year. I hope you're still enjoying. Until we meet next time, have a good night. Bye.